A personal update. I don't know. I don't really have much for you except for we went to that appointment. It was fine. Got some new medication for migraines. We'll see if I take it. I think they gave me a daily med. Like, if anybody has migraines, put them below. Say, hey, I was a part of, hey, I've always had them, so I don't know. Don't have much for you.
What like prompted that?
So I've been having I've always like, literally they asked me today, like how, if you could think back to when your first migraine was, I was like, I remember being a kid, like playing, what is it called when you play, it's like Capture the Flag or something or Manhunt. And I was like a child. It had to have been below middle school because I started playing that with my brothers when they were in like middle school. So what's that, intermediate school? I don't know how old you are. And I remember like running around in my head, like pounding and hurting so much. I threw up outside because with a lot of times with migraines, you get nauseous and you throw up. And then I was like, okay, maybe I'm just sick. Like, so I'll go home. And I went home and I was like throwing up for like hours because my head hurt so bad. But I couldn't like figure out how to tell my parents why. They just thought I had like a stomach bug or something. And I remember that distinctively. My head was like pounding.
Wow.
And since then, every time I would get a migraine, I would throw up. So like, that's how I knew it wasn't
That's
just
a bad
headache.
migraine.
Yeah.
Because I'll get them, but it's not like.
No, I'm throwing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's like the nausea, it's the light sensitivity or whatever.
Yeah.
But then like this is T2 because any of my bipolar and order, I think mood disorders are just in general, because I'd noticed that when, especially because like, let's say I didn't know that I had bipolar this whole time, except for like the last year. So I've been getting migraines. I've had them. Come to find out, I am adopted. So like I found out a couple years ago after I met my birth mother that she also has migraines and she takes medicine for it. So I'm like, maybe it's just like, what is it, genetic? I thought it maybe is just like the way it was predisposed. And it could be, it probably is. She doesn't have any mood disorders. So it must be from someone else in my family. I noticed that whenever I was like going hypomanic, like up and or really like severely, if I was breaking down out of the hypomania into the depression or like I get more mixed states. That's when I would have like really bad migraines that would last a couple of days. Cause I feel like for me, while I have like rapid cycling, I feel like when I'm actually going down, like it just, there's something that happens in my brain that actually makes whatever happened and it gives me a migraine and it lasts a couple days. And that it took me a while to realize it was the cycle of that, because I started being more cognizant of like the ups and downs. If I was sleeping, I was taking like daily journals about how like everything was, and to give it to my psych so we could kind of figure out like how long the mania lasted if I was having it. And that's when I started noticing it. And I kind of asked her, I was like, do you know this is like common with people with mood disorder or bipolar or anything like that they get migraines around the time that they're like going through their cycles? And she was like, no, it's correlated to like periods and stuff, but we don't have like enough studies to correlate it, or she didn't know. And so I was like, I go to Reddit because
As you have to.
You
as
have
you
to. As
Any
you
life
have to.
problem.
Reddit, because somebody's going through it and they're explaining like, and there's a really good, there's Reddit threads for like everything. And like, please still see your doctor, see your psych, see your therapist. I have a therapy today as well. Oh, I did start seeing a therapist. I didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
We can get there. What was I saying? So I'm on Reddit. I'm like sleuthing through the bipolar 2, and I was looking at migraines, and I literally was just trying to see, because there's like, what is it, threads within the thing or whatever. So there was a bunch of people, probably like 200 or 300 people that were talking about the same thing that I was experiencing. So I was like, is this just anecdotal? Because all of these people are like coming here with the same kind of like whatever. So I bring it up. I think what prompted it was I had like a migraine. If you guys don't know my friend Ashley Sumner, love you, bad sister. Right around the time that I found out that can we say the word on here? Or
just say it.
The crime, so my one of my good friends was unfortunately really tragically murdered. And let me tell insane story. The whole situation is tragic and terrible. May she rest in peace and power. I found, obviously, like, finding that out is never, because also it wasn't like somebody, like it wasn't a grandparent. Like, you guys literally watched me on live stream when I found out my grandma was dying. And like, that was sad. Granted, I was like, give me a minute. It's not funny, but like living online, you really will capture the most insane things. That was sad, but it was like, she was in her 90s. I think it's different when you're old, or maybe if you had like a sickness and you expected it, but she was a very healthy woman, mother. I wish I'm a mother. I had to get that out for her. And I just, would never expect it. So I feel like when stuff is like, one, it's jarring. The news of that was jarring, but then like the situation, and I feel like the grief of it, I was fucked up. And I also think that it made me probably spiral into like a little bit of hypomania. I was so severely like emotionally and everything fucked. I think I was just like Cause like, I don't know, I'm not like a crier, but girl, I was on and off cry. You know, you cry, you grieve. And so I think when you cry, I feel like you already kind of get a headache, your head throbs. It's like the emotion of like holding your breath and like the sobs or whatever. But then it turned into like, I think at the end of the first week of knowing that had happened, I had like a migraine because of whatever, probably emotions, not sleeping well, not eating well, whatever the fuck was going on. But then it like persisted into the second week and I had a migraine for like 4 or 5 days and it was bad. I was like the throwing up, the like light sensitivity. I was taking all the medicine that I usually take, wasn't working. It was bad. And I was like attributing it to grieving and just being like sick.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sick, but I took my Seroquel and I took like my max dose, which is, I don't mind telling you guys, my max dose right now is 100 milligrams. You can take up to 800, which is a lot, but that is supposed to put you to sleep. To sleep, girl. You're bye-bye, good night. My psych was like, if I took that amount, I'd be out for like 24, 30 hours, like out. And I took the 100 milligrams because I was like, I need to go to sleep. I have a throbbing headache. Maybe this will like, I'll wake up in the morning, my headache will be a little bit less. No, I woke up between like 7 and 8 times that night from my headache. Like the headache was so bad. How many? Here we go. This is 11 dogs. 11. So I was like, okay, I think I didn't go to work one of those. I think it was like a Friday when that had happened. I took because I was trying to prepare for a live stream and I just had such a headache and I kept waking up and my head was throbbing and it was like, you're nauseous. You feel sick, all of it. I was like, I can't go to work because I really will spew everywhere. I'll just be so sick. So we went to urgent care, which you can do if you have migraines. They'll give you like a cocktail of drugs that like are supposed to break the headache, which I try not to do because one, it's expensive. Two, usually eventually be stopping talking while I was taking a video. I should just talk through it. But I was like, okay, we'll just go because I can't get it under control. And it was like day 4 or 5. So I think I had actually called my psych and told her, hey, the Seroquel wasn't working. And also like multiple nights of not sleeping is not good if you have bipolar because that's how you can end up hypomanic. And I was just like, I haven't been able to sleep. I can't get this out, whatever. So she told me, go down to the urgent care. They'll give you the cocktail of headache medicine and then you should be fine. And I will say it does work very well. I hate the treatment. It's very uncomfortable because of, I can't remember the 3 things that they give you. It's Benadryl, Reglan, I think, and something that Trepidol, or I don't know what it's called, something with a T. And one of them makes you feel like it's called akathisia. I think it makes you feel like you need to like rip the IV out and run around the room.
Oh,
like
it's a whole IV process?
Yeah, it's an IV. I think that you probably could take them in pills maybe at home or something, but it is an IV process so it works faster.
Yeah.
And they do give you the IV first. Well, I mean, they gave me the IV first because I've been like throwing up. So I was probably like dehydrated. They give you the Benadryl first, so you kind of get sleepy and drowsy, and I don't know what the amount because I usually with a little bit of Benadryl I'm not sleepy and drowsy. Maybe they got to give you a lot, at least for me. My brain, you have to put me down. She put that in and I could feel it, but there's just I've had this treatment a couple times because I do get migraines, and it works. But whatever the actual migraine pill or the medicine is, that specific one in that cocktail. And it's like I've checked it on TikTok, so I was like, just me that has this like I'm gonna rip this out and scream, cry, throw up, and I'm like, you want to run up and down the halls of the hospital, rip your gout off, like it's a whole thing. And they're like, no, this is very, very common. It's like a side effect, but it does work really well on the headache. You kind of have to push through. Well, some people I've seen on TikTok say it lasts for hours. For me, it probably lasted because I remember timing it for like 30 minutes, but it's very, very uncomfortable. You kind of have to just sit there. You have a migraine. They have the lights blasting in the room. I'm like in there shaking. They did bring me like some warm towels. They're like, here's a blanket. Like, that's fine. So it did work. But they said it works for like 24 to 72 hours. Within 12 hours, my migraine was back. So I don't know. Anyways, so that is what made me kind of like, when I was at the urgent care for that, they were like, yeah, because I told them about the Seroquel and they're like, you're supposed to sleep through that. You're not supposed to wake up. So let's just like refer you out to a neurology specialist or whatever, and we'll just make sure that it's nothing else. I already had my head like CT scanned like from last October when I was going crazy, which if you guys haven't seen that, go watch my Bipolar 2 video podcast. I had my head scanned during that to make sure that there was like nothing, I don't know, going on that they were worried about. And today they confirmed again, there's nothing like sinister or bad going on. It's just like sometimes people have migraines and you have to deal with it. So yeah, it was a good appointment. The doctor was great. I feel like sometimes when you meet a great doctor, I wish that they could be doctors for everything, but then they specialize in one thing. And he was just great. He talked to me for like 50 minutes, and normally doctors are just like, boop, 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 bye.
Yeah.
So, and he was great. He was like, talking to me about literally everything, checked me out fully, did reflexes, talked about like normal life things because normal life stuff will trigger migraines and stuff. And the biggest one is sleep. But of course, I can't control my sleep. I try to, but we're trying to deal with that for our mental health of it all. Anyways, he was great. He went over like comprehensive things that you could take, my options, and what I was comfortable and not comfortable with. Because I think a lot of people do like injections, but I need to try a medicine first before you inject it, and it lasts a whole month.
Dang.
Because hello,
Yeah.
what if you have a bad reaction? You're fucked up. I've done that before. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
stuck for a month when you can't get it out, like the anti-venom or something. Get it out. So we'll see. We'll see if I try it. He gave me like a daily one, and then to like hopefully not have them or something, and then like one that you take when you have migraines. I don't know if I will take the daily one right now.
What is it?
I can't remember what it's called. I don't have it.
Does like
I don't. Well, he says it says. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
Painkiller or something.
It works in like. It said it works in your brain to like block whatever starts the migraine.
Weird.
So it's supposed to like, I don't know. It's supposed to maybe so you don't get there, you just have a headache.
Yeah.
But then he was like, you still also will have when you have migraines, that one. So I'm like, so it could break through.
It's like the emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like, also that drug either works for people or doesn't. And I'm like, hello. Don't know. I'll let you know though. I don't know I would tell you the names. You guys know I'm really open about this, but I just don't know what it's called because I haven't picked it up yet. And there was a lot of options that he gave me. So I don't know. And I guess like in trial of last year, I had actually tried a couple of the drugs that he wanted me to try, propranolol, gabapentin, and something else that I guess they use. Those are anti-seizure meds, but they use them for migraines. And I've already tried those, and I had migraines during that time. So he was like, whatever. Anyways, that's all for the migraine doctor talk. Thanks for staying here. Random, but like I think it's a good update.
Yeah, it is.
And also, if you have, like I said, please, if you have any mood disorders and you notice migraines and or like anything about your brain shifting, I want to know, because the guy, I asked him and he was like, yes, this definitely happens and I see it, but it's understudied because a lot of times when people don't have the like recognition of when you're going up and down, that's actually triggering it. Because a lot of times with mood disorders, you don't think I'm not manic. I'm not. When you're depressed, you're like, I'm not manic, so you're not going to catch those things. But I try to keep a journal for yourself, for your friends and your loved ones, because then they can help you with the cycles and also for your psych.
A lot of people are not even diagnosed too, so
yeah, that's true.
Imagine the studying of it; it's kind of hard.
Yeah, because how would you?
Yeah,
you'd have to find people that are diagnosed, that have migraines, that already know about it, and then are willing to do the study.
Yeah.
Which, how many people in the world, or even in the country, have bipolar?
I don't know.
Probably small.
Yeah, I'm curious now.
What's the percentage? I want to know. What's the percent? Well, and like that's the thing, because you said it takes like 7 years to be diagnosed correctly sometimes. So I wonder how many people just don't know. That's literally tea. I guess like the last thing on health wise, we did start therapy last week, which is good. My therapist was nice. She seemed like young, my age, or a little bit, maybe like 1 or 2 years older. The thing is, it's like telemed, so it was like in her room, we could see like her unmade bed, and her closet was like open. I was like, can you put a thing in the bed?
So real for that, dude. But yeah,
can you put a thing in the bed? No, because I was like,
doing?
This feels too real. Like, but also if she can help me, doesn't really matter. Because also at the same time, maybe her brain is just so relaxed. She's like, it doesn't actually matter. Meanwhile, I'm like, everything has to be clean and put together and put up. I'm like,
she's like, who fucking cares? Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna help you if you need help. We had it scheduled for every
first thing, clean your room.
Hello? I was like,
And that would help me. 2.7 million people as of 2015.
2.7 million. How many people are in the US? Billions?
Something million?
Oh.
Yeah.
2.7. Yeah, that's small. That's a small percentage.
That's 2015.
There's got to be more.
It's 5.7 to 7 million Americans have just general bipolar.
Interesting.
So you'd be clumped into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put me in the group. That's interesting. Yeah, I would maybe if they paid people for a study, but people like that, the bipolar girlies, I don't know if they're like, girl, I'm not.
It depends what state they're in.
That's true. No, literally, they're like, maybe I'm signing up, maybe I'm not, girl. Yeah. So that's all I have for like personal updates.